Hello, EKN Nation. Welcome to a new edition of EKN OutLap. We are starting our coverage of the opening round of the Challenge of the Americas. My name is Rob Howden, joined by David Cole. Episode 104. It is Wednesday, February the 18th right now. We fly out to San Diego tomorrow. Today's show, again, starting off our EKN Trackside coverage of the Challenge of the Americas opener, presented today by Stilo USA. As a world leader in personal racing safety products, Simpson Performance Products is now the official North American distributor for Stilo helmets. In addition to their popular auto racing helmets, Stilo is excited to have made their move into karting. Stilo has 3 helmets designed and manufactured specifically for karting. The ST6 KRT helmets, including the new ST6 CMR Lite and the new ST6 CMR Zero. Complete your safety gear with the Stilo Carbon Curva Rib and Chest Protector. For more information, check them out at stilohelmets.com or by following them on social media at Stilo USA. All right, David Cole, let's bring you in. We're heading out to Winchester, California to start off this year's Challenge of the Americas, February 20th to 22nd at the K1 circuit. David, the opening 2 rounds of an 8-round program.
19th season of the Challenge of the Americas, so a historic run that the program's been going on since 2008. We were there for the announcement in 2007 in Colorado during the Rotax Grand Nationals that year, and now entering the 19th season. Again, an amazing feat done by Andy Saisman and his entire crew that's been with him for the many years, and opening 2 rounds set to hit Southern California, K1 circuit, Winchester, California. Not exactly the type of weather you expect going to California forecasted this weekend. Thankfully, rain's going to hit on Thursday only, so that's the positive right now. So hopefully it gets all out of the system and doesn't hit us the rest of the weekend, because right now the forecast shows for no rain. A little colder temperatures at 56 degrees has a high on Friday, but we'll get up to 65 on Saturday and all the way up to 71 on Sunday. So hopefully, yes, that rain just comes on Thursday and Thursday alone.
And progressively warmer throughout the weekend. So I like that for sure. And if you're anybody coming from north like Canada, 56 degrees, you're probably still wearing shorts. Let's be real. But 71 by Sunday, we hope for that to come for sure. For us, David, our second trip to the K1 circuit, obviously a lot of events taking place there over the last little while. 1 mile circuit, 14 turns, and Dave, one of the big things, 33 feet of elevation change to climb up the hill from turn 1, back down again. We'll run in the clockwise direction, but man, the elevation change and where the track is located on the side of that hill, man, it's definitely a unique feature.
It's a unique course, that is for sure. A wide open course, a very big flowing racetrack that doesn't seem to be that challenging when you kind of look at it, because of the elevation gets you through a lot of these turns. There's maybe 1 or 2 really tight corners that you got to use a lot of brake finesse in to be able to slow down the right way and get you out quick and fast. But the racetrack it's unique. It is definitely, there's nothing like it really here in the U.S. in terms of elevation and how wide, how fast it is. We were there last year. They were still kind of doing construction around the facility, but I believe majority of all that, if not all of it's completed in terms of their main building where they house a restaurant, the scoring and timing, announcing booth, all of that stuff, and a lot more amenities available this year for the challenge weekend as compared to last year when we were covered in a drywall dust.
Yeah, no doubt about that. What else you got for the event itself, David?
Well, the chicane section will be added for 2026. Last year, it was the typical standard pro layout. This year, the Challenge of the Americas is adding the final chicane section that has been there, utilized a few times, I believe, for some races prior to this. But Challenge doing that mainly just to get away from the whole track limit situation we had last year with the final corner coming onto the front straight and the finish line. So that's the main issue that certainly the track presents itself. We just talked about that with the Supercars USA Winter Series and having track limits voided or I should say breached in a couple corners and causing many penalties. So again, some of these track designs, you question how are we going to mandate this in terms of keeping the carts and drivers within the limits of the racetrack when in fact that you look at K1 circuit in the last corner. I mean, you have multiple feet of runoff room there, which again begs the track limits situation. I mean, I should probably wear my what track limits shirt the EKN shirt this weekend.
Good idea. Let's have a look at the event schedule. Obviously, they're on track actually today. Unofficial practice run by the racetrack today, Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday. David and I, as I said, are flying in on Thursday, so we'll be trackside by the end of the day. And, of course, all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Practice on Friday, 5 rounds. Start with a couple of 10-minute sessions, then go to the 2 12-minute sessions, then wrap up with the standard 20-minute hot pit session that the challenge has used for many, many years. So, David, lots of opportunity to get on this racetrack. You got, again, a lot of time on the track, over an hour's worth of time on the racetrack to get things dialed up on a Friday, and then, of course, going racing on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's something you can't ever say about the challenge having no track time. There's plentiful track time, even with the 8 categories that they will be hosting in 2026. 10-minute is the lowest amount of time on track. And again, there's a longer racetrack. You definitely want more time because the lap times are longer. So you're not getting as many laps with these timed sessions. So the 20-minute hot lap, definitely the opportunity for drivers to kind of get a precursor to what a main event will be for Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, round 1, round 2, the same, of course. Warm up to start the day, qualifying, pre-finals, 12 lap for the 2-cycle categories, 10 laps for the drivers in both the Briggs and the Cadet categories. Main events will be 18 and 15. We'll do it again on Sunday for the first 2 rounds of this opening event for this year's Challenge of the Americas. Off to a quick break. When we get back, time to go class by class. We'll have a look at senior 100cc, junior 100cc, masters 100cc, and the 60 category as well. Essentially going into all the 2-cycle categories after this break. Klotz Lubricants has a long history in the sport of karting, with over 60 years of developing products for the motorsports industry. A new product introduced by Klotz combines its technology with the knowledge and experience of one of the sport's legends, Lynn Haddock. The new Haddock Special Formula 2-stroke engine oil is blended at the Klotz facility in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The blend uses a formula that Lynn developed and refined throughout years of racetrack testing. The 2-stroke engine oil is designed specifically for karting engines, using a proprietary blend of synthetic and castor-based oils. The synthetic-based oils provide wear protection at low temperatures, and the castor-based oils provide wear protection at high temperatures and high RPMs. The fluid is anodized to mitigate corrosion and deposit formation and can be mixed with either gasoline or methanol. The new Haddock Special Formula from Klotz is available now through the KlotzLube.com website and will be coming to many kart shops across the country in the near future. Klotz and the Haddock Special Formula, bringing together decades of experience to the karting industry. CRG is one of the most iconic brands in the world of karting with a never-ending focus on winning. Kart CRG USA is the North American distributor for all CRG products. Based outside of Houston, Texas, Kart CRG USA supports CRG dealers across the continent, reaching every corner of North America. The CRG KT5 has been designed specifically for the US market. The KT5 is the perfect fit for X30, KA100, and other tag platforms, featuring the new Aero package and VEN 11B braking system. For cadet drivers, the CRG Black Beer continues to log in victories and championships across the globe, and is utilized in both 2-cycle and 4-cycle competition here in North America. Longtime CRG drivers will be happy to know the CRG Road Rebel, the standard in quality and performance, continues its excellence for those in the shifter kart ranks. The CRG FS4 chassis is the ideal choice for racers in Briggs and Stratton competition, with numerous podium results across classes at the CKNA divisional and national events. From pure racing to karting entertainment, many tracks, both indoor and outdoor, have made the switch to the CRG Centurion rental kart line. 5 different models for both gas-powered or electric engines can fit any track's needs for a new rental kart fleet. Kart CRG USA has a full inventory of rental karts available for new and existing facilities. For more information on the CRG product line, head to kartcrgusa.com, or to inquire about a North American dealer near you, please email us at sales@kartcrg.com. In racing, experience is priceless. Franklin Motorsports is a leader in the karting industry, and with over 30 years of combined karting experience, we can provide you with everything you need to go racing. With a large online product selection, select track support events, and a wide variety of shop services, Franklin Motorsports is your complete karting source. Check out our online store at franklinkart.com, where all of our products are just a mouse click away. We continue to add to our growing product selection on the online store, and we ship daily to ensure products get to you quickly. We specialize in IAME engines, tilt seats, the ceramic product line, driveline branded products, Briggs & Stratton engines, smoker performance sprockets, OTK products, AIM, MG tires, and of course, the championship winning Merlin chassis. In our online store, you'll find a variety of items to fill your karting needs. Franklin Motorsports is also known for our wide variety of services and is home to Innovative Engine Works by FMS, our in-house engine service department. Frame straightening, kart prep, and dyno testing are all services offered regularly at Franklin Motorsports. Be sure to stop by the Franklin trailer during the United States Pro Kart Series events as the official trackside vendor. For all things karting, visit franklinkart.com. Back at it here with the first part of our EKN Trackside live coverage for this coming weekend's opener for the Challenge of the Americas, this OutLap episode 104, presented by Stilo USA. And David, now dive into the categories. Senior 100cc is presented by Forward Direction Motorsports. 23 pre-entries coming into the race. Last year, winners included Oliver Hodgson, Keegan Kaminsky, Chase Hand, Zachary Clayman DeMello, all scoring victories throughout the year. Kaminsky coming away with the championship. David, you've had a good look at the lineup, the 23 pre-entries. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I guess relatively unknown. A lot of new drivers making their challenge debuts, or drivers that were there for the first time last year. So that's kind of what we're going to be seeing here in the senior 100s or 100 senior 100cc category. I hate adding the CC part. I would just rather say 100. But yeah, a lot of drivers from throughout the western half of the U.S. You got Colorado, California, Oregon, Alberta, Canada, one Canadian in the field as well. Nevada, Arizona, Washington. So a lot of drivers from a lot of different places throughout the western half of the country. Really, the only drivers that are returning that kind of made a statement last year, Johnny Stamps being one of them. He finished third in the championship. And Archer Eversman, driver who was up front majority of the season, he'll be racing as well in the senior category. Those were kind of the two drivers that stood out for those with experience. You look at Anthony Freese. He's been doing shifter karts for the last number of years. He's making the move back into the single speed ranks, so he'll be among those in the field. And then a couple of senior rookies. You look at Jackson Gibson and Xander Malatesta. They've been some of the front runners in the junior ranks for the last couple of years, especially at the Challenge. Gibson, a two-time winner last year in the junior ranks. So they'll be making their senior debuts at the Challenge this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of big teams, as we know, that they're there. Nelton Race Concepts is there, of course. Forward Direction Motorsports coming in from Colorado with a number of drivers. Ruthless Karting, part of the program. Formula Works has a couple of drivers, maybe not the normal big field you'd see from Formula Works, missing some of the primary Formula Works top drivers that we see. Whether or not they're going to be late entries, that's a possibility as well. But I think I'll echo what David's saying. A lot of brand new names. Drivers jumping up from junior, as he said, but there's other names that maybe we haven't seen come to the forefront that are going to get a chance to do that here this coming weekend. So Johnny Stamps and Archer Eversman's the two top returning drivers. Keep an eye on them to be up front when we start going racing. on Saturday and Sunday. But again, a lot of new names, part of the 23 pre-entries for that 100cc senior category. We'll go to junior 100cc. Presented by Nash Motorsports, 14 pre-entries coming in. We've seen Jackson Gibson, who's moved up to senior here. Eric Doan winning last year, Nate Dupuis, Nathan Ramirez, Peyton Anderson, Luca Popescu, all those drivers getting victories last year in the Challenge of the Americas. Doan coming away with the championship. Popescu was second. Sergei Karamseli was third. David, another one. There are some drivers that are coming back, but there are junior rookies making the move up from cadet.
Yeah, majority of those that were at the top of the cadet or the junior field at the challenge moved up to the senior ranks in 2026. So it kind of opens up the door for some new names to be up front. Among them, Peyton Anderson, a winner last year, she'll be among those looking to be at the forefront of the field throughout the season. Cole Anderson as well under the GFC tent. The driver has been racing coast to coast. I believe he was at both of the Florida Winter Tour events over the January and February months. Braden Wagner, another driver, he's into his second season in the junior ranks. So watch for him to be looking up front. And he was at the SCUSA Winter Series event recently as well too. So again, those are kind of the notable names that have been in the junior ranks already. One of those drivers in the field that is among the junior rookies includes Cameron Johnson. This is a driver from Wisconsin joining Nash Motorsports team. He started with them towards the end of last year and is looking to, again, get more experience in the full-size kart after racing a majority of the 2025 season at the cadet level. So he'll be going out to the challenge and among the junior rookies in the field.
Yeah, another one, of course, we've seen on this series before, Paxton Romero running for Forward Direction Motorsports, the driver out of Centennial, Colorado. So a number of drivers, again, looking to work their way forward in the 100cc junior class. Dave, let's go to Masters 100cc, presented this year by Ruthless Karting. 7 pre-entries all told. Guys like Scott Falcone, Paul Bonilla, Matthew Meach, Dan Jones, Christopher Mann winning races last year. Scott Falcone coming away with the championship over Mann and Chad Wallace. Number of the guns that we've seen many, many years on the Challenger back. Falcone, Mann, and Wallace all back for another season.
Yeah, the top 3 finishers in last year's championship back for more in 2026. Falcone coming off that victory at the SCUSA Winter Series this past weekend. So expect him to be up front. You got Christopher Mann, who was at the Race Rotax RMC Winter Trophy program. He was among the front runners there. Chad Wallace was there as well too, to getting some time as well. But you got to expect Greg Welch, a driver who's already raced at the K1 circuit this year already, looking to be among the front runner, or if not the dominant driver throughout the weekend. He was one of those that was up front at the challenge event last year here at K1. I think that he had an issue or a sub for one guy. I can't remember exactly what, but he's definitely got the experience there at K1, knows the racetrack. It's probably going to be the kind of the measuring stick throughout the weekend in Masters.
Yeah, and other drivers, no stranger to the challenge at all. Ed Quinn has been there before. Steve Weiner, a driver we've seen in the national level for many, many years. And Jeff Bays as well, coming out of Washington, running with Axis Kart Sports. So, again, Axis is another one of the big teams that's got a number of drivers under the tent this coming weekend. So 7 drivers so far pre-entered. Hopefully we'll get a couple of walk-ups. Last but not least, in the 2-cycle categories, Cadet 60cc, presented by P1 Engines. David, 11 pre-entries coming in. We had drivers like Ramirez, Martinez, High, Go, Lucas Tarango, all winning races last year. It was Luis Martinez coming away with the championship. Tarango was second, Hudson Hidalgo third. Interesting drivers potentially moving up, but there are a lot of fast drivers who are coming back.
Yeah, Lucas Tarango and Hudson Hidalgo among those returning. They finished second and third in the championship, along with Lincoln High, who picked up a victory there at where were we at? Sonoma in the wet weather. He went out on the rain tires and beat everybody out there. Again, played the cards his way, so he'll be making a return with Nelson Race Concepts. So he's among those that have already raced at the challenge before. Braxton Shiflett, also a former challenge racer, and Forrest Blair, another driver who's raced at the challenge. But the other names are all new names to the challenge. So again, that's kind of what you see year in and year out, including the challenge, where we get some new drivers either coming up from the club ranks or completely brand new to the sport. You never quite know exactly, especially with the 60cc cadet division as well.
Yeah, 100%. All right, our second break. When we come back, we're going to dive into the new segment. In years past, we've had shifter kart racing as part of the challenge. That's kind of gone away over the last couple of years. Briggs and Stratton 206 racing becoming part of the program. We'll talk about Briggs Senior, Briggs Junior, Briggs Masters, and Briggs Cadet after this break. In karting, it's important to be supported by the right people. With over 40 years of experience in the sport, Trinity Karting Group has everything you need to make your program successful. We do it all, and we do it right. Trackside support and arrive and drive programs at many of karting's biggest East Coast events, full product sales and service, and professional coaching from our experienced staff. Trinity Karting Group is a full-service operation based at the Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati, which gives us access to our custom-designed driver training facility. This allows us to offer private one-on-one coaching to take you to the next level. From arrive and drive and coaching programs to the parts you need, let Trinity Karting Group provide you with customer service and a racing experience second to none. In 2025, Trinity Karting Group established TKG Viral Art USA in cooperation with North American distributor PSL Karting. The Trinity Karting Group carries the colors of the Viral Art brand, as TKG Viral Art USA helps to bridge the connection between current and future dealers here in the USA. TKG has in stock Miami, Briggs & Stratton, MG, Avinco tires, and more products for those in the Ohio and Midwest region. Trinity Karting Group has a long history in the sport with a winning pedigree, and we are dedicated to driver development. We take pride in our professional approach and our positive attitude. Let us build a custom race program for you. Give us a call at 513-421-4463 or check us out online at trinitykartinggroup.com. Made in the USA. That's exactly what you get from Precision Karting Technologies. Based in Detroit, Michigan, PKT brings over 35 years of manufacturing experience to the sport of karting. Their passion for the sport began focusing around the Kid Kart platform and has expanded every year with hundreds of products designed to put you on the podium. Precision Karting Technologies is known around North America for their successful line of axles, available in all age groups. PKT manufactures a number of engine products for Comer, Miami, Rock, Rotax, and the popular Briggs & Stratton 206. A wide variety of chassis components for the many brands in the sport are available through PKT, including hubs, pedal risers, skid plates, and other hardware for your kart. Axle straightening, chassis adjustments, engine service, and specific CNC machining projects are available through their Motor City headquarters. To learn more about the many products and services available from Precision Karting Technologies, head to pktaxles.com. A family focus with a desire to reach the top of the podium every weekend. That's what drives Prodigy Motorsports. Launched in 2020 by Chris and Alex Murray, Prodigy Motorsports provides its clients and customers with a fun, family-friendly, competitive experience. The Charlotte, North Carolina-based karting team and shop is an official dealer and team for the Best Kart brand. Best Kart enters 2026 with a 4-decade-long reputation for its craftsmanship and attention to detail in chassis design and construction. The brand showed well on the big stage at the end of 2025 and is ready for a full attack on the 2026 season. Prodigy Motorsports is set for competition at the United States Pro Kart Series and Stars Championship Series programs, in addition to continued support for its customers at the Trackhouse Motorplex Karting Challenge. Arrive and drive opportunities are available in all categories. Visit prodigy-motorsports.com to learn more about becoming part of the Prodigy Motorsports family in 2026. Welcome back to another episode of the EKN OutLap, our preview podcast, kicking off our EKN Trackside live coverage of this coming weekend's Challenge of the Americas opener at K1 Circuit in Winchester, California. Episode 104 of the OutLaps. My name is Rob Howden, joined by David Cole. Today's show presented by Stilo USA. And as I had said before the break, Briggs & Stratton making essentially its full-time debut on this series after a great run last year at Utah. David, the Briggs Senior category brought to you by Acceleration Kart Racing. Looking at the numbers here right now, I think that Andy Saisman would have loved to have seen a lot more support in terms of the Briggs side of the program. He might get more drivers when he is in different areas. I don't know that Briggs has that much support down in Southern California. 2 drivers right now in the Briggs Senior class.
Yeah, an unfortunate side to the start of the 2026 season. We thought we'd see a lot more support. There are club level racers that are in the Southern California region. Obviously, are not taking advantage of racing at the Challenge and being part of a well-known established program. So right now we just have 2 drivers in the senior field, Miles Harrison from Utah, and then Horace Walker from Minnesota. He was actually part of the Briggs 206 shootout that we did have in Utah. So the Utah driver in this field wasn't part of the shootout. The Minnesota driver was, and he'll be making his way out to California to take part in the opening weekend for the Challenge.
Yeah, good. Give a shout out to Ayrton Littell and everybody at Scuderia Littell. That team based, of course, at Utah Motorsports campus really has brought down a majority of the drivers of the Briggs category. Bruce Norman, the only driver currently entered in the 206 Masters class. In the junior category, Mason Graff and London Zarkos from Scuderia Littell, Austin Sawyer from Rylands Racing. So 3 drivers in 206 junior, just a single driver in the Masters category right now. That begs David Cole to find a ride somewhere for sure. But David, they do have a handful of guys running in the 206 cadet class.
Maybe I'll have to call up Huff, see if he's got a kart engine laying around. Right?
He's here with me right now at Homestead USF Juniors. He's working on JW Main's car. We can see. Yeah,
put a little something in his ear. I'm sure he's going to be a little too busy with the car stuff going on, because I'm sure they're going to have to prepare all the cars for the upcoming season openers for sure. Unfortunate start to the Briggs program. We had big numbers, again, over 20 guys in the Briggs shootout that we did have in Utah for the Challenge. So not exactly what we thought to see, but yeah, Scuderia Littell bringing a lot of new drivers to the Challenge. So that is the positive that we see for this.
And David, I think one of the things you talked about last year was a really good opportunity for drivers, to run both groups, both categories, both 2-cycle and 4-cycle, right? Do the double duty if you're a young cadet driver or a junior driver, getting a chance to run both the 2-cycle category, 100cc junior and 206 junior, right? Going back and forth between those 2 different disciplines. I remember seeing so many drivers when I was coming up through the ranks who would run both. Back in Canada, would run the 4-cycle Honda plus Yamaha. And the same thing happened a lot, in WK competition back in the day. So a little surprised that we don't have more drivers doing it. Although, David, 4 of the 5 drivers, I believe, are they all doing double duty in the cadet class?
Yeah, 4 of the 5 drivers in the cadet division are doing both categories. So you got Forrest Blair, Michael Dean, Mateo Gomez, and Jack Watkins all double dipping. So those are some of the newer names that we're seeing aside from Blair in the 60cc cadet. But yeah, those 4 actually racing both categories. You got Thomas Donahue. I got to believe there's a relationship between he and Landry Donahue in the 60cc cadet. So possibly siblings are related. Yeah, but they're both racing for Forward Direction Motorsports from Snowmass, Colorado. So we'll get more on kind of that story and see if it could be siblings that are essentially double dipping. At least the family is, right?
Yeah, exactly. So again, David Cole and I'll be rolling out there on Thursday. Looking forward to getting things underway. As always, David, that those 200cc categories are strong in terms of the numbers, 23 in senior, 14 in junior. The one thing I think we're both kind of picking up on is the fact that there's just some of the top drivers who would normally be there. Are they going to be coaching? Are they going to be mechanicking instead? Obviously, a lot of the teams are still there. A lot of the teams, the big teams that have supported the Challenge over the years, are still there. Just a lot of different names. I'm going to be learning a lot of names. Let's put it that way when we start the broadcast, during happy hour on Friday. There's going to be a lot of new names for me to figure out.
Yeah, that's the positive. Again, new names coming into the challenge. It's what we expected. I think, like you said, some of the bigger names are kind of focusing on other programs. Again, not to get on that soapbox, but there's a lot of racing and a lot of karting going on throughout the United States. So, that's drivers are now starting to pick and choose. We've seen it in the shifter ranks. That's essentially why the shifter category has gone from the challenge. Those drivers decided not to spend 4 more weekends racing when they could be at home either testing or coaching or this and that. So again, kartings is not an easy we know exactly what's going to happen type scenario when it comes to drivers and teams and where they're going to go.
David, I'm here at Homestead Miami Speedway now for our USF spring training, and we're having our 3rd USF Juniors race later on today. We've had a couple of races already, one yesterday and one today. And a lot of the parents I've talked to, obviously karting parents, right, moving from karts up into the USF Juniors program, all they keep saying to me is, man, there was just so much racing and karting. It was almost every weekend. It's almost like they were burned out to a certain extent. They've come up to cars where you're running, 6 race weekends, a lot of testing and everything. But man, they just a little bit burned out, I think, from a lot of so much karting going on. Southern California is exactly the same, right? Obviously, the new series at K1, you got the Pro Kart Challenge, Tri-C. It's just every weekend in Southern California right now.
Well, it's every weekend everywhere, to be honest,
everywhere.
Rob, because again, if you're talking to the guy, the parents who are in cars, they've substantially have money compared to some of the club racers that are waiting to go to the racetrack. So it's an option for them to go race every weekend, and they have the ability to do that. So give or take everything. Again, the only way you do get better, however, is by going to the racetrack and getting on the racetrack. So for some, it's a great opportunity to develop their skills even better. We've seen drivers do that. We've seen drivers who race all season long be from a mid-pack racer and come up and be in the hunt towards the end of the year, or that driver who's moved up to a new level, say a cadet driver into the junior ranks, using that full entire season to get acclimated to the full-size car and then come back the next year and be fast right away. So it's a balancing act, right? How much racing do you really want to do? How much better do you want to get? Again, it's a matter of exactly what you can do and what you can't do.
Yeah, exactly that. So again, folks, we will be there. You can follow all the action on ekartingnews.com. We'll have my live audio play-by-play throughout the weekend, www.ekartingnews.com/live. You can listen to it on the EKN Radio Network app if you've downloaded that to your phone as well. David, of course, will be active on all the social media platforms with all the updates. We'll have the top 10s, Facebook, X, Instagram, a lot of video posted up there as well. We'll do our best to give you a good feel for the event at K1 Circuit, the opening round of the Challenge of the Americas. I know David and I would just say this every year, David. You and I look forward so much to getting back out to the Challenge. We've been doing that event and that series for many, many years, covering it, commentating it, you name it. It's just a family atmosphere. There's just a different atmosphere at those Challenge races. And again, we look forward to getting out to the races every season, right? Looking forward to doing it again here at K1.
Yeah, it's going to be great to see the Challenge family once again, get back to California, get our in and out fix because I didn't get it last weekend. Have some good conversations, talk about the sport, talk about life with everybody, and enjoy 2 days of racing.
That's it, folks. That wraps it up. We are underway with our EKN Trackside live coverage. Episode 104 of the EKN OutLap is done. We have previewed this coming weekend's race out at K1 Circuit, the opening round of this year's Challenge of the Americas, the 19th season for this program. It started back in 2008. Big thank you again to Stilo USA for being the presenting sponsor of this podcast. Again, lots of work to be done over this weekend. Looking forward to getting out to Southern California and watching some great Challenge racing. Big thank you again to Stilo USA. On behalf of David Cole, my name is Rob Howden. Bye for now.